He made 10 million with 3 iPhone apps. How?
I make over $10 million with 3 iPhone apps after learning how to code less than 2 years ago. Well,
Wow.
2 letters. AI.
Now with the advent of ChatGPT and the popularization of AI, there's so many different problems that you can solve either in different ways or at a decreased cost in order to solve it.
I spent over an hour talking to Blake to figure out the truth behind how he actually built these $1 million AI apps and how other builders can take advantage of the same opportunity. And he shares it all, including his process for finding $1 million AI ideas and validating them, his blueprint for building an app from scratch as a complete beginner, and the marketing strategy that is making him millions.
TikTok and Instagram are very solvable right now. You can figure out the various influencer strategies to funnel millions of people to your products.
Now, let's get into the details. I'm Pat Walls, and this is Starter
Stories. Go show them some love. Let's skip this. If this, okay, I thought that was part of the video. Timing, eh?
Welcome, man. It's nice to have you. Tell us about who you are and what you built.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Blake Anderson. In 1 year, I taught myself how to code with AI. The first app that I built was called RizGPT. It's at $2.5 million in annual revenue.
Oh my days. If you was about to laugh at that RizGPT, yeah, it made 2.5 mil. Okay, cool.
The second app that I built was called Umax. Once again, came up with the idea, designed and built the application, and led the majority of the marketing. In the past year, we've done almost $5 million in revenue. Then the third app that I co-founded was called CalAI. This one I also came up with the idea for, though I did not build the actual application. I helped with the designs, but I have 2 amazing co-founders that lead operations on that. CalAI was launched about 6 months ago and is now doing over $1 million in revenue per month.
Okay, so you built
oh my days. Per month. Bruv, I don't want to give up my idea, but I'm going to create an app.
1, but 3 successful AI apps that are doing almost $20 million per year. Tell me about this opportunity in apps right now.
Okay, this is a great question. There are 2 primary reasons that apps are so lucrative right now. The first is the advent of ChatGPT and the popularization of AI. There's so many different problems that you can solve either in different ways or at a decreased cost in order to solve it. With RizGPT, it would have been virtually impossible to build an AI dating assistant without the use of LLMs. And number 2 is novel distribution techniques. TikTok and Instagram are very solvable right now. You can figure out the various influencer strategies, the user-generated content strategies, organic account growth strategies to funnel millions of people to your products. And I don't think that the algorithms were as optimized for new accounts to be able to generate millions of views a few years ago. But now that they're all in bloodbath competition with one another, they have to incentivize new creators. And so they'll push more views to new accounts than they did previously.
All right, so essentially apps have become way easier to build and market recently, which is why they're a great business to start for anyone that's watching this right now. But let's go back. I want you to actually share the story of how you got started with this whole thing.
I've always been fascinated by entrepreneurship, always hustling throughout childhood, figuring out new ways to make money, mowing lawns, raking leaves, shoveling driveways. Then in high school, I was still hustling. Like I built an Ethereum mining machine back in 2016 or 2017, scaled Instagram meme pages.
So you can't even say it's luck. He's been grinding from day one. And you're there with your lazy self, 2025, new me. Come on, man. Get started.
To be honest, I drank way too much alcohol, did too many drugs, really just prioritized like partying and living a relatively degenerate lifestyle. After college, so senior year, I'm graduating. All of my friends have great jobs in New York City, making 6 figures, and I had nothing. You know, I had moved back home. Family isn't doing well financially. House is going up on the market. My older brother's giving me loans for groceries. I was like, okay, I gotta figure something out. I do not want to get a full-time job. And I set a goal for myself. Right as I graduated college, I was like, over the course of the next 12 months, I will figure out a way to make $50,000 on my own.
All right, so you're back at your parents' house, borrowing money from your brother to buy groceries. but you set this crazy goal for yourself to make $50,000 over the next year. I suppose this is where your first app, Riz GPT, comes into play, right? How do you get started with it?
Yeah, we had friends that would send in fraternity group chats or whatever group chats with guys saying like, what should I say to this girl? And we figured that we could build an app to help people respond to girls. I taught myself to code with ChatGPT in the month of May, June 2023. And then we launched in July of 2023. The first version of the app was so bad. I built this myself. We didn't have notifications. We didn't have reviews. The design was a mess. The paywall was terrible. And the first few promos go out and it doesn't really do anything. A few hundred downloads. We're making a few bucks. And then I find these two underground, kind of undiscovered creators. I pay them each $50 for a promo, so $100 total. And overnight, 10 million views total, 45,000 downloads in that first big day, 200,000 downloads on that week, 500,000 downloads on the month. We're at 80K MRR from the jump. That's pretty much all profit. We ended up scaling it to a little bit over 250K MRR, and then it kind of dropped down and plateaued to like 150 to 200K MRR consistently, and that's where it's at now.
Blake is proof that you don't need the perfect app or website to start making thousands of dollars off an idea. All you need is an MVP and a smart marketing strategy. But you also need to make sure that you're working on a solid idea. That's why I created the Starter Story Academy, a place that helps you find
a resume analysis. But I think that there's massive opportunity to build a career AI style platform where you roll up all these tools into one platform and brand it as like, if you're a student and you want to get a job, this is the platform to help you do so. And you can build that in a mobile app as well as a web app. Next up, language learning, the ChatGPT advanced voice mode. It's pretty incredible. It's like actually a personal tutor. Duolingo is making $33 million a month. Multiply that by 12 and we get like $400 million per year. You capture 1% of that market and you have a $4 million annual application on your hands.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Honestly, to me, it seems like you're the type of person that never runs out of ideas, no matter how many things you build. So let's talk about that. What are your methods for finding winning ideas?
I've used, honestly, different methods of finding the idea for each app that I've worked on. With Riz GPT, it was a very clear problem that I had observed with people that I know. People don't know what to say on dating apps, and you build an app to solve it. Umax, on the other hand, was identified a little bit more opportunistically. When people want to become more attractive, they're willing to spend money on it. They were spending money on skincare, hair care, gua shas, the whole 9 yards. But there didn't exist any software to solve the problem that people were having. When you find a niche that's heavily monetized with physical products, that's a good indicator that the niche converts. It's also a good indicator that you can probably build a software or application to solve a problem within it. I think that there's still a lot of room for like an all-in-one AI glow-up application. Umax was kind of like the first iteration, but if someone were to put real time investment into building a super valuable application here that really helps people improve, I think that there's still millions and millions on the table there.
I have something to say. Look at his room. Look how much money he's making. Look at his room. And some of you out there, you make not even half, a fraction of what he's making, and your wallpaper will be Gucci.
All right, man. Thank you for sharing that. Now that we have not only the exact ideas that could be built right
Versace
now, but also your methods for coming up with more winning ideas, do you have a specific process for validating these ideas?
My validation process primarily looks like a deep dive into the niche on social media. So what I'll do is I'll create an account, say Cal AI, and then purely consume nutrition and dieting and calorie counting, weightlifting content, essentially becoming the target market or target demographic, and then thinking about what it is that I want, and then just build that.
Okay, gotcha. Putting yourself in your customer's shoes is how you know they'll buy. Now let's talk about actually building the app. What's amazing to me is how you're able to learn design, coding, and distribution in such a short amount of time and make millions with those skills. If you were to restart from scratch today, having nothing but the idea in mind, how would you build it?
Yeah. Good question. This is why I love this channel.
If I were to restart and build apps today, here are the tools that I would use. Number one, for design, Figma. Learning how to use Figma will be one of the greatest unlocks in ensuring that the application that you put into the market is actually usable. Now, what I would recommend for anybody designing to do is to use references. I'm grabbing different apps that have similar functionality and designed to what I'm looking to build, and then using that to inform kind of my design process, right? Even if you yourself don't intend to be a designer, you need to be able to work in Figma to work with designers, whether you hire them off Upwork or work with someone internally. Number two, when it comes to building, what I would recommend is that you build in React Native with the Expo framework using Cursor as your IDE. And then finally, when it comes to marketing, the two primary methods that I would recommend are
TikTok.
Influencer marketing and doing internal UGC. So influencer marketing is when you find somebody that already has a platform or an audience and you pay them to promote your product. Internal UGC is where you or someone that you hire creates content based around your application and then post that to accounts branded around your application. And if you are creating content yourself in the early days, you're going to want to use CapCut to do so. And you can do a combination of slideshows and faceless video content or content where you're speaking directly to the camera. The most important note here when it comes to marketing is constant iteration. Be ruthless about how you iterate, try out different strategies. And as soon as you find something that is able to produce profitable returns for the company, based on the time and or money investment, you double down and double down and double down on that.
Fair play.
I want to double click into marketing because I see a lot of founders struggling to get eyeballs on their products. What are the mistakes that you see people making most when it comes to figuring out marketing?
Yeah, I think that where a lot of people get lost in marketing is they think, okay, I will just DM influencers and expect a response within 24 hours. They'll DM 10
Let me rewind that because this is going to be a good answer. I could just expect it because this is where people fail the most. You build something and then nobody buys, nobody bites, and you're like, yeah, I guess it didn't work. I mean, you can have the best store, but if you sell literally in the Amazon rainforest, who's going to buy from you? What? Monkeys? Chimps? Hey, yeah, can I give me $2 and a banana? You know, nobody's going to buy. So it makes sense.
DM influencers and expect a response within 24 hours. They'll DM 10 influencers and they get no responses. They go, oh, this is so hard.
Work.
And I'm like, no, you're not getting creative with it. With RizGPT, the creator is making the most profitable content. Most of them are like 18, 19 years old. They're just doing it for fun. And so getting in contact with them was really difficult. I would find that one of them had a Discord link hidden in their Instagram bio or something. And I would join that Discord and I would send a message every 10 minutes until the person responded. There were guys that I was DMing their mom saying, hey, get me in contact with your son. I want to pay him money.
All right, now let's talk about how to make money once you have those eyeballs. How should people watching this right now actually monetize their app?
The primary monetization model for most apps is subscription. Everybody that I know that makes a lot of money on apps uses subscriptions. Generally, I try to go with lower price points for a couple of reasons. One, I want as many people as possible to be able to use my applications. People are more likely to tell their friends about it. You get generally more positive user sentiment on social media. But then it also is more sustainable for long-term growth. And, you know, a lot of apps charge significantly higher price points, which leads me to the most important point, which is you should use Superwall. Superwall enables you to split test different offerings, so different price points, whether it's weekly.
All right, that's it. I'm convinced. I'm getting into apps because I've seen other people who are making like crazy money use the exact same softwares that he's mentioning, Figma and so forth and so forth. I mean, and we've got ChatGPT on our side now. I'm telling you right now, just go for it. If you've got that app idea, just start right now. Don't be one of those, oh, I had that idea, you know. Oh, goodness me. I had that idea in 2010. I had that. No problem. Today, we've got the means that we can actually do it. So I'll just say start and then figure it out. None of these people did it. Bruv, this guy was bleeding and partying like crazy and now he's doing this. He didn't know all of this. Just make it up as you go along, man.
Yearly, monthly, at different points in the app. Being able to test these different offerings and different placements within the app can take you from making X dollars per user that downloads to 1.5 or 2X.
Awesome. Okay. So far.
let's see the comment section real quick, because thanks for having me. Okay, so this is his actual channel, yeah. Okay, I will make my next 1 million month worth app for Android. Remember me, I'll be back in 4 months. Fair play. This is what I'm talking about. Whenever I check out these videos, not just for you to sit there like a clown and then just watch, oh wow, that was a cool story, that was a cool story. What are you doing with yourself? It's 2025. 2025. As of the filming of this video, this is January 1st. And we're back at the grind. You know, I'm making these videos for you guys, to inspire you, to show you, not to impress you, but to impress upon you as to what is possible. You see? So this guy is already big up to you. Source, trust me, bro. Start the story, say less. They always leave out the fine print, which is, well, what's the fine print? The edge that in the industry, their unique angle, whatever. Okay, cool. Well, easy. Everyone would have the. This is like, that's the part that they put in the course. LOL. I hear it, but I also don't hear it. You just have to figure it out, man. I'm only speaking like this because I've made an app before. And I done it by myself. I didn't take no course, no nothing. I done it by myself back then. You know, maybe like 9 years ago. So it is possible. That's why I'm so tempted to go to jump in like this year potentially, by the grace of God. You know what I'm gonna do? I want you to watch the remaining of the video on his channel. To like, share, let me know what to check out next. But yeah, this is